Greetings everyone and welcome back as we're talking about how we got God's Word, the Bible. As you can see, I'm very busy upon my studies and translating it into our language. But I mentioned before that there were certain men, or what the Bible calls holy men of old, that were set apart by God to write down in the Bible what God wanted there. They were inspired men. You remember that word inspiration? God caused them to write what He wanted written down. And they did it with no private interpretations. No, they weren't making things up. They were writing down exactly what God wanted said. Well, how many authors do you think are behind the Bible? 5? 10 maybe? Would you believe it if I told you about 40? That's impressive, right? Well, if you've got a Bible at home, you see it's a big book, you might think to yourself, maybe you need about 40 to write something like this. Well, how long do you think it took to write the Bible? I bet you won't get this one. Almost 1,600 years. Now, how did 40 people live that long? Well, they didn't. They were 40 different people over a period of 1,600 years. Some men lived in the same time and maybe even knew each other. Others did not know each other at all. In fact, there were entire periods in history where no one who had written the Bible was alive at that time. There were hundreds of years between the Old Testament and the New Testament, which we'll talk about later. But this is incredible because when you read the Bible, even though it's 40 different authors over 1,600 years, they all agree with each other. How can that be? How can people who don't know each other write the same thing and not contradict each other or say one thing is right when the other says it's wrong? Well, this is an incredible thing, and it shows us, one of just many things, that this really is God's Word. Now, we'll learn a little bit more about who those 40 authors were next time. But until then, why don't you try reading the Bible yourself and seeing how God will bless you with it? Until then.